Picture a dog standing nearly 3 feet at the shoulder and weighing well over 70 kilograms. The Irish Wolfhound is officially one of the tallest dog breeds on the planet, carrying the physical presence of a small horse. They look exactly like something pulled straight from folklore. With a wiry, rough coat and distinctly wolf-like facial features, they carry a rugged, ancient aesthetic. And that ancient look is completely authentic. Their history traces back through Ireland's oldest records, making them one of the deepest canine lineages known. They needed that size for a very specific job. These dogs were bred for the raw strength and blinding speed required to run down and fight actual wolves. They were specifically built to hunt apex predators. Look at that resume, a 70-kilogram wolf hunter from the ancient world. Logic dictates that a canine built for combat at that scale would be highly aggressive and incredibly dangerous. That imposing reputation transitioned into a new job. For centuries, they served as heavy-duty deterrents, patrolling the sprawling estates and driveways of wealthy European nobility. Covering massive tracts of private land meant they couldn't afford to lose their physical edge. They maintained every inch of their imposing size to scare off poachers and intruders on sight. When people see a dog with this background, they naturally assume it acts like a typical estate guardian, suspicious of strangers, being highly protective, and fiercely territorial. But if you buy a modern Irish Wolfhound to guard your house, you are going to be severely disappointed. By almost every metric, they make terrible watchdogs. To understand the breed as it exists today, you have to discard the fierce historical legend. Underneath that massive, wiry exterior is a shockingly soft and quiet canine. In reality, their temperament is intensely sensitive. They are remarkably calm dogs that show deep, unwavering affection toward their families. This softness is especially obvious around children. Despite being large enough to easily knock over an adult, they are famous for their careful, patient demeanor with kids. There is one behavioral trait left over from their hunting days. They retain a strong prey drive. A wolfhound will absolutely chase down a squirrel or a fleeing cat if given the chance. But indoors, they just want to be close to you. This is a breed that bonds deeply to its humans, preferring to simply lay beside you quietly rather than demand constant entertainment. Their scale is the first thing you notice, but it's not their defining trait. Owners consistently describe them as having ancient souls, moving with a slow deliberation that tends to settle the energy of an entire household. Because of their working dog heritage, a lot of people assume you have to run a wolfhound to the point of exhaustion every day. The truth is, their energy levels are surprisingly moderate. A standard daily walk or a brief, light jog in a safely enclosed area is typically all they need to stay healthy. In fact, pushing them too hard early on is dangerous. Over-exercising a growing wolfhound puppy puts severe strain on their massive joints, which can lead to permanent developmental damage. Their training requirements are equally specific. These are intelligent, independent thinkers. If you try rigid, rapid-fire obedience drills, they will simply shut down. They respond best to gentle, steady consistency. Success with a wolfhound requires prioritizing physical floor space over high-intensity training schedules. They are independent, low-energy companions that simply need massive amounts of room to exist comfortably. So we have a gentle, calm, relatively low-maintenance companion that loves children. It sounds perfect, but there is a massive catch that keeps most people away. This chart outlines the grim reality of giant breed ownership. While an average dog might easily live 12 to 15 years, the lifespan of an Irish Wolfhound abruptly ends at just 6 to 8 years. That shortened timeline is driven by biology. Their massive frames make them highly susceptible to fatal heart conditions, debilitating joint decay, and a sudden, deadly stomach condition known as bloat, where the stomach twists rapidly and cuts off blood supply. Managing these conditions requires a substantial financial commitment. Veterinary care, massive medication doses, and the emotional toll of watching such a huge animal rapidly age demand a lot from their caretakers. That is the ultimate trade-off. Bringing an Irish Wolfhound into your life means accepting premature heartbreak as the price of admission. But for the right owner, those few years with a truly noble giant are worth the inevitable weight of the end.